Hey guys, it's Jimblade304 here, and today we are doing another Ninjago worst to first video. Today we are ranking all of the gimmick sets. Now some of you might be asking, what is a gimmick set? These are the $10 to $15 things, $5 if you count the booster packs, that release normally at the beginning of the year, and they're just ways to collect variants of minifigs that we wouldn't otherwise get. Let me know what your favorite gimmick set is in the comment section down below. With that being said, let's get started with our 15th gimmick or worst. At number 15 for the worst Ninjago gimmick is the Rising Dragon Strike, released in 2024 with Dragons Rising Season 2. These were $10 and had 24 to 27 pieces. These didn't do anything really special. The gimmick function didn't work as I think LEGO intended it to. The minifigs were just slight variants of the mech pilot suits. And overall, I just couldn't get these to work as you're seeing on screen now, so that's why I put them as the worst gimmick. At number 14, or second worst Ninjago gimmick, we have Spinjitsu Burst from 2020, the Master of the Mountain Wave. Each of these had 48 pieces and were $10. The minifigs included in these were actually really nice looking minifigs. The gimmick function itself just didn't work the way it was supposed to. As you can see, the flaps were supposed to fly open while the minifig was still in, but the only way for me to be able to accomplish that was to take the minifig out. At number 13, we have the newest Ninjago gimmick on the list, the Dragon Spinjitsu from 2025, released for Dragons Rising Season 3. There are 3 sets released, 2 single packs, and then a double pack. The singles were $10, the double pack was $20. These weren't very good. I wasn't a big fan of the way these were. It was nice to see the Dragon Spinjitsu from the first realm kind of integrated into a set. The minifigs were just the storm suits, aside from Aaron and Sora, who were just the regular merge and dark merge suits respectively. And the gimmick itself, I find, didn't work the way LEGO probably intended it to. I was having trouble trying to get it to actually spin properly. Each set also came with like a Dragonian and like one of the flying dragon pieces that attached to their back. And then the double pack included like this temple build to try to knock parts off of. At number 12, we have Spinjitsu Masters from 2018, the Sons of Garon. Also, technically, the LEGO Ninjago movie was where Lloyd's came in, but he also got one in the SOG headquarters set. We'll talk about that in a second. These had 48 to 73 pieces and were $10. 6 sets were made, technically 7 if you want to include SOG headquarters, which had the similar version to the other ninja suit. These were made for trick shots. That's essentially what LEGO was trying to do here. The side builds included were nice little builds, but they were just kind of filler for the set to bump up the piece count. And like I said, they were made for trick shots. I'm not big into the trick shot kind of thing with these spinners, so that's why they rank so low for me. At number 11, we have Spinjitsu Slam from 2019, the Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitsu Wave. These had 63 to 72 pieces for the single packs, and then the double pack had 164 pieces. The singles were $10, the double pack was $20. There were 4 sets made, 5 characters. You got a Kai versus a Blizzard Warrior, and then Jay, Lloyd, and Zane. The minifigs from these sets weren't anything too great in my opinion. Jay is definitely the weakest link here. I do not like the trans neon yellow-green mixed with the silver. It just doesn't work for me. Each set also included these little side builds for the ninja to try to like knock into or knock down. They weren't the greatest little side builds. They were mostly just filler to bump up the piece count. Functionality-wise, these things worked fine. They just weren't anything special. I think I prefer the tornado pieces that they included in the regular Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitsu sets. At least those were kind of show accurate, and these just didn't really do it for me, and I don't think they look all that great either. Cracking the top 10, we have Spinjitsu Ninja Training from 2022. These were released with the core wave. They had 25 to 32 pieces and cost $10. Kai, Lloyd, and Jay got sets here. Zane also got one in the Ninja Training Center set, but I'm not including that because that's a separate thing entirely. These just didn't look that great. Plus, I feel like the tornadoes were a bit too bulky, in my opinion. The minifigs included weren't anything special as well. I'm not a big fan of the way they look, especially Kai's. They also included these side builds for you to try to knock into, I guess to practice Spinjitsu accuracy or something. I don't really know what LEGO was trying to do with these, but I'm just not a big fan of these. At number 9, we have the Kendo training pods released from 2017 to 2019. There were 5 sets made. The 3 that released for retail were Cole, Jay, and Lloyd for $8.99. Zane and Kyle were gift with purchases at some point throughout their release. These were fine. The minifigs included are just the standard like black training gi, and I guess Kai and Zane had the white training gi. I'm not a big fan of these. I don't think they do anything special. I like the holographic image on the front of the pods, but other than that, I don't really have too much else to say about these. At number 8, we have Dragon Power Spinjitsu from 2023. Dragons Rising Season 1, these were $11 and contained 56 to 72 pieces. The minifigs in these sets were actually pretty good. I love the translucent arms and the printing on the cowl piece. I think that they look really good. The functionality itself, I don't know what the entire purpose of it was for them to do. I couldn't get them to work the way LEGO probably intended for them to work. Their reason they're towards the middle of the list is because of the minifigs. I think they just look great. At number 7, we have the cheapest gimmick set on the list is the booster packs from 2012, the Rise of the Snake sets. These were $5 and included 25 to 37 pieces. There were 7 sets made, technically 8 if you want to include that Kendo J one that was a gift with purchase. I think these are really good. They all come with like 3 weapons, 5 cards that were the standard for the spinner booster pack sets at the time. Unfortunately, we haven't seen anything like this since. I hope we do see something similar to this in the future. They also included just attachments to add to the bottom of the spinners to help amp up the battle, I guess, is what they were trying to go for here. At number 6, we have Dragon Masters from 2018. These were released with the Hunted sets. They all had 92 pieces, and these were the most expensive Ninjago gimmick sets. They were $15. Understandably so, because they had the big flyer piece. They also had these plastic pieces to represent the wings, which I thought looked really good. The minifigs in these were fine, nothing too special. The Golden Master Wu is probably the best one here. They weren't anything just super special. These worked very similar to the Airitsu Flyers, where you pull the ripcord and then they would launch in like a flight style. I tried my best to get them to work for you guys on screen. I think they work pretty well. I think the Airitsu Flyers are a little bit better, and we'll get to those in a little bit. Cracking the top 5, we have the arcade pods released in 2020 for Prime Empire. These had 47 to 49 pieces, and they were $10. We got Kai, Jay, and Lloyd. I think the arcade pods look really good. We got exclusive Avatar minifigs included for Kai, Jay, and Lloyd, something that we probably wouldn't have otherwise gotten without these gimmick sets. I think they look really good. They had a lot of stickers on them, unfortunately. That's like the one downside to these. But overall, I think these are pretty good gimmick sets. At number 4, we have the Airitsu Flyers released in 2015 with the Possession Wave of sets. These had 42 to 47 pieces. They were $10. We had 6 sets. The 4 main ninja and Moro and Wraith, which it was nice to get 2 villain sets as their standalone thing. We don't see that too often anymore with Ninjago. I think these look really good. I love the way they actually fly. The minifigs included were whatever. They were just like Airitsu suits is what they called them. They weren't anything too special. They had their like letter symbol printed on them. But otherwise, they were just standard minifigs. And like I said, these work really well. I think LEGO did an incredible job getting them to actually fly. I think they look really good too. Something that I'm proud to have on display in my collection. And I'm really happy with how these turned out. At number 3, we have the Epic Battle sets released in 2021 with the Legacy/10th Anniversary Wave. These had 51 to 69 pieces. They were $10. Each of the 4 original ninja got one. The minifigs in these sets looked really good. Kai came with a skeleton, Zane came with a ninjoid, Jay came with a serpentine, and Cole came with a ghost. I think all of these minifigs look good. It's nice to see the ninja in like a training outfit. And the builds included aren't too bad as well. They came with like these little training builds. I don't really know how to describe them other than the fact that I think they look pretty cool. At number 2, we have Spinjitsu from 2019. These were also legacy sets. These were $10 for a single pack, $20 for the double pack. The singles had a 97 to 117 pieces. Double packs had 208 to 227 pieces. These were Spinjitsu sets done right. Unlike most of the other ones on the list, I think these all look really good. The tornado pieces included look really nice with the dual molding. I think these spinner sets look great. Each set came with 3 different battle modes. You had attack, defense, and speed. I didn't demonstrate all of them. I just demonstrated the standard spinner. Otherwise, I'd be doing demonstrations of these for like an hour trying to get them to work right. They did work, it was just a little difficult for me because I have bigger fingers. I think these all look really good. It was nice to see all 6 main ninja, plus Wu and Garon get a spinner set as well. Coming in at number 1, the obvious choice for the best Ninjago gimmick set is the spinners released from 2011 to 2012, the pilot sets and the Rise of the Snake sets. The single packs were $10 and included 19 to 26 pieces. The double packs were $20 and included 57 to 93 pieces. We got so many different characters. We got standard versions of basically all the ninja. We got DX Ninja, the Kendo Ninja, the ZX Ninja, and it was also the only way to get the Energy Ninja as well. I think these spinners do their job very well. These were super easy to play with, and we'll get into evolution of them here in just a second. Starting off in 2011, when they were first released, each character came with 5 battle cards, 3 weapons. One of them was golden as like their main weapon. Then in 2012, they were introduced with the crowns, and the spinners got a slight redesign to allow for other attachments at the bottom of them, such as you see on screen with Energy Kai and Choke Gun. These spinners look incredible. They do their job fantastically, as I said before, and I'm proud to say I have all of them on display in these custom-built display cases. I might do a video on that here in the future. I think all of these spinners work really well, as you'll see in a second. I think they just look great, and these are the best Ninjago gimmick for that reason. And there we have it. That is the worst of first Ninjago gimmicks. Let me know what your favorite gimmick set is in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the recent support on the channel. It is very much appreciated. Let me know if you have any video suggestions for me to do like this in the future below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Jimmy8304 signing off. Bye.